Hi guys, it's me, Skylar Capri, and today we're talking about the fall body care rumored to be returning to Bath & Body Works for 2025. I have been seeing so many images online of fall already rolling out into stores. There was a bunch of fall and Halloween boxes that the associates were starting to stock the drawers under the SAS tables at my store, so I know that fall is coming in at full force, so I wanted to get a video up for you guys so you can sort of prepare and budget as far as what is coming. Now that being said, if you're returning to my channel, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. We do all things Bath & Body Works, especially the body care, so if that sounds like something interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's get right on into the video. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna sit on this side of the screen and put some images up right here. All of this information was sourced from Life Inside the Page at blogspot.com. Tess, who owns the blog and runs it, is a wonderful Bath & Body Works blogger. You can always find information as to what's coming out next, the upcoming sales, what you can expect for the week. It's just a wonderful one-stop shop for all things Bath & Body Works, so I'll have the link to the fall page I was looking at in the description box down below. Highly recommend you go check it out if you love all things Bath & Body Works. Now, that being said, I think we're getting around 7 or 8 fall traditions, which I'm super excited about. Fall and Christmas are really my top 2 times of Bath & Body Works. I feel like that's just what aligns with my scent preferences the most, so I was so excited to make this video. The first fragrance that we're starting out with is Autumn Drive. Now, Autumn Drive debuted in around 2022 and was released in 2024. I believe this one did get skipped over in 2023, but a lot of people really do love this fragrance, and sort of for a unique reason. Now, Autumn Drive has notes of wild raspberry, warm amber, and vanilla birch. So a lot of people, when they think Autumn Drive, they might think apples or pumpkin, or more of the, I guess, like consistent or more popular fall fragrances, but this is a very fruity raspberry forward fragrance. This one, a fall fruity, very similar to like a Vampire Blood or a Ghoul Friend. I do think although this has a really fruity note in it, it is more appropriate for those fall and winter months. With this fragrance in specific, it really is that amber and birch note that make it more fall sort of forward in my opinion. But I think the interesting thing here, and with this one and another one we're going to talk about, if you do like the lotions, the normal lotions, you're not a body cream person, you do like the lotions, I do believe we will be getting the normal body lotions in the fall traditions collection. So if you wanted to buy Halloween to get more of a fruity vibe rather than the pumpkins and the apples, but you like to buy in sets and there's not a lotion, which is basically my situation, I will definitely be looking at fragrances like Autumn Drive and then Sunrise Woods to Come, which definitely have a fruity vibe to them. Fruit is the main note as opposed to a pumpkin or an apple, but I'll be able to purchase it in the body wash or the lotion. So something to note there. This one is very unique amongst those pumpkin and apples. It's that nice fruity fragrance, which I really like in the fall time. Ghoul Friend is one of my favorites. I'm so sad that they didn't put it out in a lotion, as I was really thinking of getting a set of that this year, but I'm going to be checking out Autumn Drive instead. This one I'm going to give a 9 out of 10. I feel like the packaging is always on point. It's always so autumn and fall forward. The raspberry pool is very strong in this one. It's unique amongst the usual fall lineup, and this one is just super good and sweet, which is something that I love. Now, the next fragrance we have is definitely a fall icon at Bath & Body Works, and it is Champagne Apple and Honey. Now, this one debuted, I want to say sometime around 2016-ish, but it could definitely be earlier than that. This was just kind of my Google search and what I was looking for as when things came out in terms of a fall traditions lineup. But this one has been coming out consistently for about the last 10 years, so a lot of people really enjoy this one. This one has notes of Pink Lady Apple, Sparkling Champagne, Jasmine Honey, and Autumn Woods. So let's break down those scent notes really one by one. First, the Pink Lady Apple. I think the apple in this is really nice. It's definitely that sweeter apple, but not overly sweet. Like winter candy apple, if that is too much for you, I don't think this fragrance is as sweet as that in terms of the apple. Also, think things like Beautiful Day. That one to me is a very like green apple with a floral undertone to it. It is sweet, but not like like extremely sweet. As far as comparing champagne apple and honey to that one really pulls much more of this floral kind of sweet and airy direction in my opinion, while champagne apple and honey is much more of a toned down apple. How I would describe this, so the pink lady apple and the jasmine honey, almost if like you have apples and honey on a pan and you're warming them up, that's really the apple fragrance that I get out of this one. Now that sparkling champagne does add a bubbly note to this one in my opinion, so if you are someone that doesn't like boozy or bubbly notes, like you don't like champagne toast, that sort of champagne fragrance just either doesn't mix well with your skin chemistry or isn't a scent preference for you, I would not blind buy this one. I would check it out in the store first. And then lastly, that Autumn Woods, it does give it a nice sort of woodsy note. Really, it's just a background fragrance that makes it more appropriate for the fall time rather than making this one a spring or a summer apple like what we see in Beautiful Day or Country Apple. Personally, when it comes to apple fragrances at Bath & Body Works, there were just a couple of other ones that I would have loved to see instead of this one. The first one is Pumpkin Apple, which I actually have in the pocket bag right here. Pumpkin Apple is just one of my favorites. It's a nice spicy apple with cinnamon and clove, and it's just phenomenal. This is fall in a hand sanitizer. Very similar to 'Tis the Season as being like the holidays in a candle. This is my fall 'Tis the Season. I love this one. I don't think they've ever done that in full-size body care. Maybe the travel size. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I would love to see that one in the full-size body care. Now, the other one that they have done in full-size body care and I bought back in 2023 is Leaves. I wasn't a huge fan of Leaves in the candle. I really never gravitated towards that one, but Leaves in the body care, this was like apple cider body care. It had a nice clove note. It was super appley. It was just phenomenal. Like literally apple cider in a bottle, in a body wash, in a body cream. It was fantastic. It was so strong and just perfect for the fall time. Champagne Apple and Honey, I'm going to give it an overall 6 out of 10. I think it's a nice fragrance, but there are other ones that Bath & Body Works have done in terms of like a fall apple that I just think are better. Also, this one for me is definitely more of a fall transitional fragrance. So thinking August, really late August and September. This isn't one that I'd wear like around Thanksgiving time. While Leaves, I want to wear that all the way through. So this one is a good one. And if you are interested in this, I would definitely recommend getting in the store and trying this one out. The next fragrance we have is Sunrise Woods. Now, Sunrise Woods is sort of what I was talking about in that it's unique from pumpkin and your apples. This one, again, similar to Autumn Drive, has that berry note. Really where this one differs is that this is much more of like a softer berry fragrance. I wouldn't say this is exactly berry forward. Autumn Drive to me is very raspberry forward. That's as soon as you open the bottle, that's what you smell. This one is much more of like an amber, cashmere, sort of like softer fragrance with just a hint of berry in it. This one has notes of creamy sandalwood, sweet berries, and cozy cashmere. It debuted in 2021 and has come out every single year since then. So it is quickly becoming one of those consistent fragrances that we see back every year. And this one really, I think in my opinion, is going to be the lightest one of the ones that we're seeing. This one is super great for layering. So maybe if you don't want to buy a bunch of new fragrances or you just need a fine fragrance mist and you have a lot of other existing vanillas or existing berries, this could just be a great layering one. You pick it up in the fine fragrance mist, you kind of turn all of your existing ones into fall fragrances. Definitely an avenue that you can take with this one. For me, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. It's very pretty, it's very delicate, but when it comes to fall fragrances and those gourmands or their pumpkins or the apples, I want something a bit stronger. Now, the next one that we have definitely hits that a bit stronger note, and that is no other than Sweater Weather. So Sweater Weather debuted around 2012 and has come out on and off again, but you have to remember that there is a variation to this one. So there is a fall sweater weather and a winter sweater weather. They're not exactly identical, and I know that we just got the holiday sweater weather last year, which I believe was actually the fall one. There's a lot of debate on the battle of the sweater weathers, the fall and the winter one, but we're just going to be focusing on the fall one. So the fall sweater weather has scent notes of sun-crisp apple, autumn leaves, and orchard woods. This is a nice fragrance, but at least on me, that orchard woods note pulls really strong and almost gives it more of a unisex cologne vibe. My personal scent preferences, I love something sweet and sugary. Like, I am Velvet Sugar's biggest fan, I feel like. So to me, this one just pulls a little bit too much in that more masculine category where it's just too much. I do think this is nice in home fragrance, so candles, wallflowers, and honestly even hand soaps. But as far as body care, this one is just one that my skin chemistry and my scent preferences aren't a perfect match to. Instead of this one that I would have really loved to see is Crisp Morning Air, which I also have in the pocket back. Crisp Morning Air, I think, is a great apple. It's a nice, sweet, airy fragrance. It perfectly fits that air note. I feel like they couldn't have named this one a better name than what they did. But it has a nice apple, it's sweet, it's airy, there's nothing dragging this one down. It's not floral, it's not gourmand, it's not like a super woodsy, spicy fragrance. It's just a sweet, light fall time fragrance. Again, this is something that I would wear in like late August or September. This is the fall transitional fragrance and something I would love to see come back in Full Size Body Care. I think this came out in Full Size Body Care like 2019, 2018. Bath & Body Works, if you're watching this, I would love to have this one back. As far as sweater weather goes, I'm gonna give it an overall 6 out of 10. I think it's a nice staple, very similar to Champagne Apple and Honey, but as far as how it wears on me, it's just a little bit too spicy and not one that I plan on picking up, although I can always be surprised, which I feel like happens every semi-annual sale. So I'm not gonna say that I would never pick this one up. I'll have to try it out in the store. Now, the next one is Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin, and Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin is almost like the Vanilla Bean Noel of the fall collection at Bath & Body Works. Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin is an icon. This one debuted around 2016 and has come out every single year since then. However, unfortunately, the last 2 years, this one was an online exclusive. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I really don't do any online Bath & Body Works shopping. One, I don't like blind buying, and I feel like even if it's the same fragrance year over year, there are slight differences. Two, I don't want to pay for the shipping. And then three, sometimes things come broken or spilled, and then it's just a big hassle. So I'm definitely a big proponent of buying in the store. I like smelling them. I like testing them on my skin. However, with this one being an online exclusive over the last 2 years, I didn't get to do that. So I'm really hoping this one is coming back in the stores. This one has notes of heirloom pumpkin, autumn cinnamon, ginger snap, and whipped vanilla. And you guys, this one smells like pumpkin pie to me. I do also have this one in the pocket back. It looks like that, if we can get it to focus. This is a pumpkin pie fragrance. It is so good. So getting into the fragrance notes one by one, I would not say this is overly pumpkin-y. Honestly, this pulls more of that autumn cinnamon and ginger snap. That's why I'm saying it's much more of like that pumpkin pie. Like when you smell pumpkin pie, you know that there's some pumpkin in it, but there's not like an artificial or like super sugary pumpkin. It definitely has more of that like cinnamon, pumpkin allspice type of fragrance. And Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin does just that. Now, I did see some reviews of people wearing this last year that said that it went super spicy on them, so I'm interested to see if that's the case this year. But Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin is an icon. I feel like Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin is like what pumpkin carving is to the Halloween lineup. Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin is just one of the best fall time fragrances at Bath & Body Works. Now, as far as some of the new fragrances, so Life Inside the Page said that we are supposed to be getting glazed pumpkin. I have no idea what glazed pumpkin means. I don't know if that's just going to be pumpkin swirl cake coming back out. If you remember pumpkin swirl cake, that one came out last year with blueberry bundt cake and strawberry pound cake and almost this fall bakery collection that debuted late last June. However, that one has notes of pumpkin spice, caramel toffee, and creamy vanilla. I feel like it'd be weird to bring it back and give it a new name. So I have no idea what glazed pumpkin is going to look like. It's going to be like a pumpkin roll fragrance. It's going to be more like pumpkin cinnamon rolls. I have no idea, but as soon as I heard that that one is coming, I got excited because you know I love a sweet, sugary fragrance, especially one that is fall forward. Next we have Book Loft. Now Book Loft usually comes out in the candle. However, this year it's coming out in body care, and I feel like this is going to be a either love it or hate it fragrance. For me personally, Book Loft was something that I never really gravitated towards. Again, it just pulls more of that unisex, spicy, masculine, almost cologne on my skin. So I'm not a big fan of that. But as far as the candle goes, this one has notes of crisp bergamot, neroli, and cozy woods. I feel like if you like Into the Night, you could like this one, or if you like more unisex masculine fragrances, you could like this one as well. But again, I feel like this is almost like a sweater weather. Either you really like it or you don't, and usually it's that like spicy, which in this case, that neroli note that I feel like is going to be driving that. Now, as far as my questions for Bath & Body Works, I am not seeing Marshmallow Pumpkin Latte. And Marshmallow Pumpkin Latte is very much a Vanilla Bean Noel or Winter Candy Apple or Twisted Peppermint for the fall lineup. So I was a bit shocked because that one has come out since I've honestly started shopping at Bath & Body Works. I have always remembered seeing Marshmallow Pumpkin Latte, and to not see that anywhere, I did panic a little bit. So where is my Marshmallow Pumpkin Latte? The second thing is there is no blueberry scent this year. A couple of years ago, we got blueberry sugar pancakes. Last year, we got blueberry bundt cake. And you guys, when I mean blueberry bundt cake sold out in my stores, it was gone. Like anytime there was a $4.95 sale, whether it was the moisturizers or the fine fragrance mist, it was gone clean off the shelves, like absolutely nothing. There was nothing that showed up at my winter semi-annual sale for those. We had a lot of leftover fall. We had a lot of leftover Halloween. But as far as this fragrance, this one was never coming back. People saw the sale and took the opportunity to restock for good reason. So honestly, I was a little sad not to see a blueberry scent back this year. I think blueberry is unique at Bath & Body Works and something that I would like to see more of. But not all hope is lost. We still haven't seen their collection. We still don't know if they're going to be doing like a phase 2 October, November drop. So we're not going to say anything yet, but those are my questions thus far. You guys, that wraps up this fall video. I am so excited to see fall coming out in the stores. I am so excited to see what they're doing with packaging. Fall is just one of the best times of the year at Bath & Body Works. It's also my favorite season of the year. So if I'm a little bit more excited than usual, that is why. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it helpful, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.